everyone.
Okay, yes. Okay, I think we're live. Shavua Tov.
Shavua Tov.
Shavua Tov!
It is so good to be back. We were just saying how um, Jeremy and I, we had a baby. Well, I had the baby. And Sammy was supposed to broadcast the naming ceremony of our baby on Facebook, and he didn't. So the first thing I have to say is that I'm really sorry to everyone who missed out because Sammy didn't do his job.
We're just kidding! Shavua Tov,
Shavua
everybody!
Tov, everybody. It is lovely to make Havdallah together again.
I know, Sammy, we missed you.
I missed you more, and I have to say that I wouldn't have dared to stream the name giving ceremony.
Sammy, I want you to know I haven't shaved my beard since the last time we did Havdalah together.
I was about to ask, how is that? Because I've just talked with Ruben, I think yesterday before Shabbos, and I don't know if when was the last time you have seen Ruben, but he has a
Oh, his beard is amazing. Oh
now.
my God.
Are you challenging now Jeremy or what are you doing?
I honestly, every time I'm not, I really believe in like everyone has to decide for themselves how they're going to approach their Jewish life, but I'm always in favor of beards. I just like across the board, I am pro beard. I just like, yeah. So I'm definitely in favor of Ruben's beard. Ruben, if you're listening, Ruben, I am pro your beard.
Well, now that that's established, we will go back to what we were usually doing before, I don't know, before any of this happened. It's almost our 1 year anniversary of making Havdallah online with
Wow.
EUJS. Can you believe that we lasted this long? I can.
I
We love,
me,
we love
me
EUJS.
Yeah, me neither, but it really doesn't feel like 1 year. It's really
I know.
time is running, and it's so nice to have it every week, like this fixed thing that we're having here. And also, I wanted to say I'm very, very happy that the both of you are back. But also had a lot of fun, and I don't know if they're watching Velvel and Avidan, but it was very nice to have them as well for Havdalah
Yes,
with them.
they're awesome, awesome people. And we are grateful to Valentina and Abidan for taking over our Facebook and Instagram channels during that time. Um, cool. This is the new baby.
This is the new baby. Sila,
Um,
this is everybody.
yes. Okay, so actually, speaking of the 1 year anniversary, do you know what that also reminds me of?
You want to pick her up for mine?
It. Do you want to come up?
She's going to want to in a second.
Okay, you can stay down if you
Okay.
want. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it also reminds me of a holiday that's coming up. Do you know what holiday is coming up?
Cool.
Purim!
Purim!
And actually, there's this interesting idea that we, the Jewish people, actually accepted the Torah on Purim. Did you know that? Do you know about this idea?
Do I know about this idea? It sounds
Because
familiar.
because in the 9th chapter of Megillat Esther, there are these words kimu v'kiblu. After the whole Purim story is over, after this whole miracle happened where a series of unlikely events allows two Jews, Mordechai and Esther, to literally save the Jewish people from a death sentence. Esther operating from inside the palace. And Sammy's taking a picture of us, so I got a little distracted. And then all of a sudden it says the Jews arose and accepted something. And it's a good question. What is it? And then if you look in the Gemara in Shabbos on page 88a, there is a story, which is a midrash, which means it's an interpretation, that says that at the time of the giving of the Torah, the Jews gathered around, well, they weren't Jews yet, they were Israelites, I suppose, and they gathered around Har Sinai, Mount Sinai, and it seemed as if the mountain was tipping over. Like, you know how a mountain is kind of like, like this? Imagine if all of a sudden you were standing at the bottom of the mountain and you were looking straight at the top. I mean, what would you think? You would think, I don't know, like that's pretty terrifying. And so there's
It's like some inception shit right there.
yeah.
Yeah.
And like, would you think that at a moment that would define the rest of your life and your family's life and the life of everyone you knew from your whole nation of Jewish people, that is a good condition in which to accept the Torah? I don't know. It's an interesting thing. I mean, it talks about how, because today, even though for our purposes, our synagogue, Frankfurter, is not currently meeting, they would have read Parshat Yitro, which in that parsha talks about the giving of the Torah, and it talks about how God actually came down from the heavens and at Mount Sinai and was going to give the people the Torah by appearing to them face to face in full voice. And then the rabbis have this interpretation that actually what that did was create this sort of effect that all of the people were essentially fearing. That's Sila. They were essentially fearing for their lives, and they were also experiencing something supernatural that they never might have thought possible. And so then I was thinking, well, Purim, as of last year, Purim is a time where I think we've all gotten to learn how to accept our fate a little bit, and to kind of live in a reality. And the difference between Har Sinai and Purim is, in some sense, in the desert, we were alone as a people in a supernatural place, in some place totally spiritual and mystical, where only that sort of thing could happen. In Purim, we were regular citizens. And in that situation, still having reason to fear for our lives, the change could happen in a situation where we were just regular diaspora people. And in that situation, we could accept the Torah. So what do you have to say about that to get me to stop talking?
I don't want you to stop talking.
No, I want to stop talking. So why don't you say?
No, I have nothing. I think it's a beautiful idea that we have to accept the Torah. We have to accept our Judaism. We have to accept our lives, not in a state of fear, but in a state of joy.
L'chaim.
L'chaim.
All right.
And with that,
You guys know how to make Havdallah by now, right? You don't need Jeremy to explain it to you.
Havdallah is an introductory prayer followed by 4 short blessings. 1 over the wine, 1 over the sweet-smelling spices that Hindi will hold on to, 1 over the multi-wicked candle flame, and 1 that separates that which is holy from that which is not yet holy, or not quite holy enough. So with that, I think
somebody has to light the fire.
I've missed this short introduction of you so much.
Sammy likes my introduction. Thank you, Sammy. I get teased for my introduction. I've been doing it every week, Sammy, just for like the 3 of us.
Jeremy, I know you're suffering sometimes. We've talked about it in our private chats about who's the boss and who's not the boss. So.
All right.
Hine el Yeshuati, Eftach be'Elohecha, ki aziv ezimratzia Adonai, vayehi li v'yeshua, Oshavtem ma'im besason, mimane ha'yeshua, l'Adonai ha'yeshua mecha, birchatecha sela, Adonai tzevaot imanu. Miskavlanu, hey Yaakov Selah, Adonai Tzivaot Ashrei Adam Boteach Bach, Adonai Yoshia Melech Yaneinu ביום קראנו ליהודים הייתה אורה ושמחה וששון ועיקר כן תהיה לנו כוס ישועות אשא ובשם אדוני אקרא לי לי לה 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 לי לה 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 Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei peri hagafen borei peri hagafen Amen. Lai lai la 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 lai 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 la 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 lai 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 la 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 lai 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 la 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 lai lai la 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 lai 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 la 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 lai 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 la 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 lai 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 la 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 lai Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei minei besamim borei minei besamim Amen. Lai 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 la 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 lai 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 la 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 lai 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 la la lai 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 la 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 lai 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 la 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 lai 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 la 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 lai 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 la 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 lai Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei meorei ha'esh borei meorei ha'esh Amen. Lai lai la 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 lai 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 la 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 lai 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 la 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 lai 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 la 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 lai 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 la 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 lai 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 la 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 lai 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 la 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 lai Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam המבדיל בין קודש לחול, בין אור לחושך, בין ישראל לעמים, בין יום השביעי, ששת ימי המעשה. ברוך אתה אדוני, מבדיל בין קודש לחול.
Yes. Oh, shit.
Ooh,
Shit.
ooh,
Shit.
ooh.
Oh no. What happened? Okay.
Oh, no.
Uh-oh.
Shavua Tov, I would say.
Shavua Tov.
Shavua Tov.
Shavua Tov. Can I share one more thought with you since it's
Yeah.
Absolutely.
1 year anniversary, and also I just remember the last time we did Havdallah together since your return this week was in November, I think, and it was right before I did my own Havdalah.
I will.
It was right before.
Before I led my first Havdalah at mitzvah, if you remember, and I only could do it because I had the experience doing it every week with you. So I one more time wanted to say thank you. And talking about the 1 year anniversary, let's see where we are all now. And I couldn't have imagined back then me leading a Havdalah by my own. So
Amazing.
Yeah. Then you know what? It's all worth it. Just for that. Just for that.
And as the Golden Globe Oscar winners always say, I wouldn't be here without you. So
And I just have to add that easily the most important part of this Havdallah is Sammy's new glasses. So everyone should also take a moment to appreciate those. Yeah. Shkoyach.
Shkoyach. Okay.
Shavua tov.
Shavua
Shavua tov, everyone,
tov.
See you next week, I would say.
Indy, say a gute Woche.
Gute Woche, Indy.
A gute Woche, 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 a gute Woche.
Wonderful.
Wonderful.
Yalla. Bye bye.
Bye.
Shavua